I got something new I'm gonna try here.
Okay.
Just this is your kind of test. Try not to laugh. Try not to laugh. I'm gonna catch you. See if you're sleeping.
Why do women have boobs?
So this. Stop. Okay, this is to catch the. This is not gonna catch the YouTube people off guard. This is gonna catch the Audacity people off guard because I haven't even started recording for Spotify yet. Here we go. Today. Okay, we're ready. Today's episode of Long Shot Sportscast is brought to you by Sal's Mortuary. You stab 'em, we slab 'em for over 70 years. Sal's Mortuary. And Long Shot Sportscast today is also brought to you by Dillman's Baby Food. Baby says, I gots to have my Dillman's. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You're listening to Long Shot Sportscast, Longview, Washington's #1 sports-related podcast. 33 weeks running, mate. Can you believe that?
Damn.
Woo! 33 weeks. We're on number 34. And granted, like 7 of you listen to this show every week, and we're aware of that. But
You're the real
Thank
MVPs.
we're still we're making it. We're making it or breaking it. We're gonna break down every week 8 matchup. Give our predictions. We got breakers and busts again, but you already know that. We're gonna break down some of the recent coaching hires in the NBA. We got a couple interesting ones to talk about, as well as potential trade talks. You know, we got the trade deadline coming up Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
Coming up quick. Make your moves.
We got a lot to unpack here. It's gonna be a nice little cozy show here. So, how we doing, guys?
Doing great.
Doing.
Happy Hallows Eve.
Happy Hallows Eve is right, and I want to start stuff off with a spooky fact. One that I brought up on the Monday show. So anybody who tuned into that or listened to that, you've already heard this. Daniel Jones has played in 20 games. Mm-hmm. He has 4 wins. 3 of them are against Washington. That's not the scary part. In 20 games, he has a combined 42 interceptions and fumbles.
Damn.
So, why? How?
How many touchdowns? What's the stats on that? Is he even? Is he
Oh, I'm
Jameis
sure he's
Winston,
under.
or
Let's find out here.
I'm sure he's under.
is he Jameis Winston or is he worse?
Gotta be worse, right?
So let's look up his stats.
I mean, he's obviously worse than Winston, but come on.
Career. We're doing this in real time, folks. Passing touchdowns, he has 29 to 19 interceptions. But hold on now. Where's the fumbles at? He has 23 fumbles.
What?
That's why that's what we call him Fumbleina.
Dude.
What?
Yes, that's
When I saw
More
19...
fumbles than interceptions?
yeah.
Oh.
Now, hold on a minute. I haven't accounted for his rushing touchdowns. He has 2.
It could have been 3 if that
So,
ghost didn't get him the
He
other
has
night.
31 combined touchdowns to 42 interceptions / fumbles.
I guess my question
42 turnovers.
how is he still playing? How is he still starting? Who's behind him?
Colt McCoy.
I would rather have him.
I agree. If not for the fact, if Daniel Jones' youth is the only thing that keeps him in these ball games, and the fact of the matter is this:
Fuck.
he's out. I keep saying this. He's out Nate Solder, but the more I think about it, yeah, they have Andrew Thomas. They just drafted the guy, and from what I've heard, he's been playing pretty decent. But think about who he has catching balls from him. Slayton is probably the best receiver on that team.
Yeah, and then you got Tate.
But that's just it. I keep forgetting Golden Tate's a giant.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting anybody's a giant with how they're
Like,
underperforming.
no, really. I honestly thought, like, at the beginning of the season, for about 3 or 4 weeks, I was like, oh, he's on the Eagles. He's just banged up. No, he's a
He
giant,
didn't?
and
Oh.
he's probably been a giant since like last year, and I
Yes.
wasn't aware of it because what was he hurt all year last year or something? Or
he
What
was.
happened?
Yeah, he was. He was actually hurt the majority of the season last year, but
it's so bizarre to me. Like I just keep forgetting that Golden Tate exists. It's like ever since Detroit shipped him off,
yeah. I mean, we
he's
can't
dropped
bl-
off the map.
So we can't just blame it on like no weapons, really.
I will say this: I don't really, I hardly count Golden Tate.
Then they got
right
Evan
now.
Ingram,
Ingram should be doing a lot better. If he
and
had
I
a
feel like a lot of it's to do with Daniel Jones.
I would honestly, and this is where I agree with you. This is where I keep drumming up these hypotheticals that Trevor Lawrence could
Yeah,
wind
right.
up in a Giants uniform. This could be Eli and Rivers 2020.
Yeah, I could see it definitely.
We could see a case where who are the other?
Here's the thing, man. These guys are all in the NFL. These receivers are NFL wide receivers. There's no reason. Yes, there's better.
could-
There's different tiers as far as wide receiver 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. But
Right.
Daniel Jones to be playing like it's not because he doesn't have guys to throw to. It's not that at all. We've seen it. He fumbles the ball.
Right.
How good is his
gets-
line though?
It's not as
I
bad
mean,
as most.
His best lineman is gone. I will
Okay.
say that.
Okay, so
If let me look up the Giants depth chart real quick.
if you can't get time to throw and you're getting
No,
to
I get that.
I mean,
I get that. I do. And he is young. I get that too.
Okay, Kevin Zeitler, he's a pretty good right guard, but I've heard they're talking about trading him. Cameron Fleming, I don't know who that is. Nick Gates, Will Hernandez, Andrew Thomas is the rookie. But you're missing Nate Solder. I believe he's the left guard. That'd be a big help right there. You would have it. I mean, not every team is going to have 5 all-star linemen.
Here's the thing. We've all seen plenty of teams that have mediocre bad lines, but they still can throw the ball more consistently.
Both of our teams.
Right.
Justin Herbert's playing out of his mind
And that's a
behind
rookie.
behind a line with 3 Pro
And
Bowlers.
that's a rookie. So we
gone.
could say, well, Russell Wilson, I mean, it's different stories and the
they're a
race
little
for the
more
MVP.
elusive. I don't know. I mean, Daniel
Jones
can-
should be too.
He
This
can
dude
run.
is fast.
He can
Yeah,
run.
Daniel
But
Jones has
did he
the-
ever learn that elusiveness? The elusiveness that makes.
Okay,
a
well,
good
that just
mobile-
means then
It's not the elusiveness.
it's not even just that.
He lacks confidence.
Yes, he folds under pressure.
He looks unsure of himself every time he's out there.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big problem. But because here's the thing. Now, yeah,
You don't got the stone.
you lose Saquon. That's rough. You're replacing him with a guy who hasn't been good since
Devontae Freeman,
2016, really. But like you're saying about Evan Ingram,
understand that.
Evan Ingram should be a top 5 tight end. He's got the
Yes.
athleticism. I've seen sparks where he should be coming up on like prime Jimmy Graham
Last year,
athleticism.
when Eli was there.
But I'm not seeing it. I think Darius Slayton with a better quarterback could be a 1,000-yard guy.
Yep.
Easily. Sterling Shepard, I think he'll never be a number 1, but he's a solid
He's
number 2.
a solid number 2, and he would be great too.
He's not electric or anything, but he's fine. And then behind him, Golden Tate. It's like I said, I forget that. And then behind them, it's nobody. They don't hardly have anybody.
And yet, despite all that, they could still make the playoffs.
I mean, I guess in my honest opinion, you put Daniel Jones.
I mean,
I would like to see him on. I would just like to see him on the team so we can just air it out and see what this guy's really made of.
But-
A team that actually has, I guess, a solid line and a bunch of weapons.
at this rate, though, when you're in a team where, yeah, even though they're only one game at 1-6, they're only 1 game dogs.
Yeah, they're still
in
fighting
that
for
division.
that division.
But at this rate, knowing that you either make the playoffs or you wind up with a top 10 draft pick, if you're in the NFC East,
right.
the way I see it, we joke about it.
Mm-hmm.
The winning team that goes to the playoffs, unless somebody goes on a run here, will probably limp in at like 6-10.
Right. It's like
maybe 6
then
and 10.
you almost
lose-
should just tank because you're not going to go further
But
than.
look, yeah,
it's like this.
if
That
you
first game, that
if you
wild
make
card
the
or whatever.
playoffs, even if you have a shit record, doesn't that bump you into like at least the 20th spot in the draft?
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
Exactly. So you can make the playoffs
Yeah.
at 6-10, lose your first game immediately. You're picking 21st.
Yeah, I guess you're right
Yeah.
there.
So
Where
at
at 6
this
and
rate,
10, you might have been picking 10th.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at all these teams in the NFC East as they sit right now. As much as I have a soft spot for a team like Washington, or you look at some of the raw offensive potential of a team like Dallas, Dallas is like one and the same with Atlanta as far as I'm
Weird,
concerned.
yeah.
Great
Really.
loaded offense with a paper mache defense,
Exactly that.
with horribly coached.
They just have a
defense.
quarterback problem right now, but
Philly should be a playoff team. They're just, in fact, their record should be better than it is, but they're banged
But they're-
up as hell, and Carson Wentz is playing, making some really bad choices.
they're banged up as hell. And for the love of God, can you please give them some receivers of some sort on that team?
They're the worst, aside from Bill Belichick.
They have one receiver, I think, that they could actually trust, and that's Fulgham, and he kind of came out of nowhere.
He was an undrafted guy.
Yeah.
Aside from Belichick, I can't think of one entity that drafts receivers worse than Philly.
Yeah, I can't either.
Period. And
It's
in fact, there was
crazy
a
to
big
me.
Reddit post about it a while ago, going back through guys. Like, they've had guys come in and be flashes in the pan for a couple years and then gone. Jeremy Maclin,
Yeah.
gone. Jordan Matthews, gone. Riley Cooper, gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's then they draft guys. You have the Chip Kelly era where they brought in
yeah.
like Josh Huff.
I mean, Deshaun Jackson, he was great, and then now he's just glass body, can't stay healthy.
No.
Even when he is.
Deshaun Jackson hasn't been great since he was in Washington.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He had some great years in Washington.
I mean,
went to Tampa Bay, went sorely underused.
I would say he's maybe had like under 5 good games with Philly
I agree.
since he's been there.
I agree.
And I'm
And-
probably
and-
being generous by saying that.
I've been suckered by him in fantasy 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking, oh, he's got that speed. I know he's old, but he's got that. No,
Yeah.
no. Like
It's not the
Deshaun
same.
Jackson
he's pretty much done.
should retire. Honestly,
I'm sure he just got hurt pretty bad again.
that team, you give them one great receiver. Honestly, I think Fulgham's here to stay.
I think they have no choice.
I think he's the most consistent guy. Even when you got Alshon Jeffrey healthy,
he's not it.
he's never going to be healthy, and
He's not
doesn't.
it.
He doesn't have chemistry with Wentz either.
These dudes can't catch a ball, man. They hit their hands and then they're like, "Oh, what's that?"
You would be better off trading Jeffrey, honestly, to the Giants.
So we got
Yeah.
we got some Seahawk news here. So on top of Carson and Homer not practicing all week,
I know they're
Carlos Hyde was just made doubtful for the game. So it looks like DJ
See, they just
Dallas.
no, and they just signed. I don't know if they just signed him, but they're going for him. Running back for the Ravens last year. What's his face? Collins.
He used to play for you guys.
Yeah,
Played for you guys before.
Alex Collins.
He lit it up in Baltimore, got himself a contract, and
Got-
then sucked again. He
Well, he got
actually,
hurt.
He got hurt.
injured.
He got hurt.
Come on,
I should be fair.
Yeah, so I think that's the move. I don't know.
But it sounds like DJ's going to get the
So
majority of
Carson
the work.
Hyde.
Carson Hyde and Homer.
I know him. Yeah, fuck, dude. And we're going in to play the Niners. It's all right. It's gonna be Russell. It's gonna be Russell all day. It's gonna be a big DK day.
Our big thing is, are we going to be able to hold up against their run?
Well, didn't we? Yeah, that defense. We'll see.
And they seem to pull running backs out of their asses even for one game.
Running back
And-
or Seahawks.
No, San Fran.
San Fran. They've got
Mostert's hurt, so they got McKinnon going probably.
McKinnon. But
Jeff Wilson tore it
Yeah.
up last week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even necessarily, I don't know if I can necessarily say it's the player or if it's just Kyle Shanahan's offense
Yeah.
being made ideal for just about any running back to come in and take advantage. It's a testament to the coaching as far as them being 4-3 right now with their 2 best pass rushers gone.
Yeah.
Having had Garoppolo gone 2 or 3 weeks as well.
Yeah.
I
guess
and then Mostert out. I mean, it's
The
incredible.
The silver lining here is it's Seattle they're playing. Seattle Niners. It's always going to be a good
It's gonna be
matchup.
a
The,
good
the
game.
pressure's there. Both teams feel it, and it's
Who's-
going to be a dogfight.
Who's on Sunday night? Because I know Monday it's Giants Buccaneers.
If they don't move this game, I
they're
bet
not,
you that.
they're not going to move it because they're not going to give us 3 straight Sunday night games.
Why not? It's exciting. It's so exciting. And with right now with COVID and all that, why wouldn't they for ratings? I'm sure they will.
Well, right now it's Cowboys Eagles, so
I
maybe,
guarantee you they move that to Seahawks Niners.
maybe they do.
I will bet on that they move that.
Usually they would have moved it by now, though, too.
It's
So-
only Saturday, man. Oh no, it's only
It's
Friday.
They moved it last week. We had already been moved.
Maybe.
Actually,
Yeah.
we got moved mid-podcast, didn't we?
Yeah,
No, it happened. It happened just prior.
Okay, so if it probably doesn't happen tonight, then they probably won't do
So here's something interesting. Rappaport is reporting the Ravens and star left tackle Ronnie Stanley have agreed on a 5-year extension worth $112,866,000 in max total value. He gets $70,866,000 in total guarantees. This is a massive deal.
it. Pay the man.
Pay the man, and it's like we've said. You find that franchise left tackle, they're there for life.
For sure.
It's how
It's
it
hard
should
to
be.
come by with a real solid dude.
You'll remember Ronnie Stanley came from that stacked 2016 draft that yielded Pro Bowlers such as Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Joey Bosa, Jalen Ramsey.
That whole class, yeah.
Ronnie Stanley, I believe, was in the top 5, top 6 picks, along with those 4 that I just mentioned. There tons of great players coming out of that thing. Matter of fact, I want to say the 2016 draft was probably the best draft in recent memory. If you just look at this first round right here, these first 6, 7 players: Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Joey Bosa, Zeke, Jalen Ramsey, Ronnie Stanley, who just got the big extension we talked about, DeForest Buckner. Then you get a few weirdos in here. Leonard Floyd has his games, but none of these guys are Pro Bowlers. Eli Apple, big bust there. Laramie Tunsil at number 13 should have been top 10. Should have gone way earlier, but he got sabotaged with the whole gas mask bong pictures. Corey Coleman should have been a better player, but he just got hurt too many times. His top end speed scared me. Keanu Neal, Ryan Kelly, Kenny Clark, and then you move into this the second round: Jalen Smith, Chris Jones, Xavier Howard, Derrick Henry, Michael Thomas, Deion Jones. Cody Whitehair, just right there in the top 2 rounds. Yannick in the 3rd round. Austin Hooper in the 3rd round.
Yeah, it's a legendary draft class.
What a great draft,
Yeah.
honestly. Oh, Dak in the 4th. Jordan Howard in the 5th round. Tyreek Hill in the 5th round. Yeah, 2016 draft rules. Just want to point that out. Back to these NFL rumors, though. Let's see. Driver has been charged with vehicular homicide, reckless driving, and the death of James White's dad, which that happened week 2. So good to see some closure there.
Also, go on. Rivera.
Yeah, Rivera has finished.
Rung the bell.
Yeah, he has
Finished
finished
up
his
his
cancer
chemo.
treatments,
Yeah.
which is wonderful. We always love to hear good news about that. Here's another cool stat for you. LA Chargers have drafted 27 players the past 4 drafts. Only one of those players is no longer with the team. Pretty cool. I don't know. Even though we haven't really had a ton of playoff success, I just think it's neat. Giants running back Saquon Barkley is scheduled to undergo surgery today in California to repair his torn ACL. It's been 40 days since he first suffered the injury. Giants hope / believe that he will be ready to return in full in time for training camp in July. Matt Ryan on teammates celebrating his running. I can't tell if they're laughing at me.
Yeah, he did some great running last night.
For his 4th time in 5 starts, Justin Herbert has been voted Rookie of the Week after posting 413 total yards, 4 TDs, 0 turnovers.
Give it to the man.
Rookie of the Year right
Or
here.
the boy.
I'm telling you. I am telling you. Quarterbacks with the most drops by receivers this season. Tom Brady, 21.
See, they're hindering this
Damn.
guy. They're hindering this guy. He's still the GOAT.
Carson Wentz, 20. Teddy Bridgewater, 16. Ben Roethlisberger, 15. Matt Stafford, 14. Daniel Jones, 14. Matt Ryan, 14. Josh Allen, 14. Russell Wilson, 14. Pat Mahomes, 13. Drew Brees, 13. Kyler Murray, 12.
Wait, I would have guessed Breeze would have been higher on that list.
Considering Thomas has
Yeah.
been gone, yeah, I was going to say that with you.
I think Russell's a little high too. What are we doing? What are we doing?
I've seen too much.
Oh, here's interesting. Patriots star cornerback Stephon Gilmore tweaked his knee and had an MRI after leaving practice early Thursday.
Read
Source said the injury was deemed minor, though his status for Sunday is not fully clear. He's not been ruled out yet. Kind of interesting considering
He's on the trade block.
He is one of those names. He's probably the biggest name right now that has been rumored to be traded.
The Patriots came out and said they're willing to shop him to anybody.
Anybody. Now, also on the trade talks, I want to point out Texans
J.J.
have been
Watt.
talking about it. Well, no, they've been saying anybody is up for grabs except 4 players. You want to guess those 4 players?
Will Fuller, Deshaun Watson,
Okay.
4 players, really?
4 players. Everybody else is expendable. 4 players, though.
Well, what I heard is J.J. Watt is still up for trade. Is that not correct anymore?
Deshaun Watson, J.J. Watt, Titus Howard, and Laramie Tunzel. Those are the only players that are off limits.
Fuck, when they come out and say this?
Yesterday. Let me pull it up here. It should be not too
Because
far back.
when we're going to be talking about trades, I was thinking J.J. Watt could potentially go to the Cardinals, but
Oh, I want to add just real quick while I'm finding this. There was a Chargers player who tested positive for COVID yesterday. As of today, no new tests for, no new positive.
they never said who though.
I assume practice squad if they didn't say anything. I haven't heard anything on my end. No new positive results for Chargers or Giants.
Well, let's hope they don't find out halfway through the game that somebody's got a positive test. Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big old.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah, no, I was thinking with Chandler Jones out that the Cardinals could come in and try to make a bargain or try to make a trade for J.J. Watt.
So the report here, Texans have told teams only 4 players are off limits in trade talks. Deshaun Watson, J.J. Watt, Laramie Tunzel, and Titus Howard. That is as of 22 hours ago.
Well, Texans are what, 1-5, 1-6?
1-6. I think they've only won one.
So
game.
I thought they would maybe be. Hey,
Hey, Will
we
Fuller.
got Watt here.
Will Fuller's up for grabs. I'm waiting. I feel like any day now that the Packers are going to pull the trigger on that guy. Albert Breer
Or the
reports,
Hawks.
Yeah, man.
We love getting
You
receivers.
Love receivers. Albert Breer reports that the Patriots have told teams they're willing to listen to trade offers for almost anyone. Who do you think the almost doesn't
Wait,
include
who said
there?
that?
The Patriots.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But if they're willing to trade Stephon Gilmore, who
And
let's not
it wouldn't be
get
the
it
first-
twisted. Stephon Gilmore is the best player on that team.
Yeah,
I mean,
we can see that now.
absolutely. I mean, who would they not trade for? Who does that almost not entail?
Well, you know Cam's available.
No,
Don't
we're,
want
no,
your-
we're saying who's
No, that's
one.
what I'm saying. You know he's available. You know Cam's because he's on a 1-year deal. So
I would assume.
I think they're about done with that experiment anyway.
if they're willing to trade Gilmore. The only player I can think of that might be available, that might not be available, is their other big defensive stalwart in the secondary. I believe Devin McCourty.
Okay,
But
why would they?
but again, if they're trading Gilmore, so
I think it's because they know they're in rebuild mode. They know they need to make some. They know they need to free up some capital. They know they need to switch some things around here. And Gilmore, as their probably, like you said, best player on that team, you can get a lot for him,
yeah.
and you can work with that.
Question is, do you get a first or a second for Gilmore?
For sure, 100%.
Well, no. But like what I mean is, you would think you look back to the Minka Fitzpatrick trade that happened last year with Miami and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just went, here's our 1st because they know they're going to be picking. With Ben gone, I think they picked 20.
Yeah.
That went to the Dolphins, right? They're like, we're going to pick either high teens, low 20s if we even get in. Whatever. We'll take the sure thing, your former first round pick, to bolster our secondary. And it's paid off in spades. I mean, the Steelers have a very fearsome defense on both ends. Their run defense is top 3, top 2.
Let's just say the Pittsburgh defense is,
And
if not one of the best in the NFL right now.
And their secondary is very under the radar. And it's guys like Minka Fitzpatrick, old pros like Joe Hayden in there.
Some vets, man.
It's tough. But you look at that trade, you would think, okay, Stephon Gilmore being a little older than Minka.
About 30, right?
But he is the reigning DPOY. would that garner a first round pick, or do you think a team could go second round pick and a player?
They could probably, and then here's this injury now. I don't know how, it doesn't sound that serious.
Doesn't sound serious.
You could probably go second round in a player. It just depends on who the team is that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Depends on what they want. Depends on all of that. But I think you could at least get a second round pick and probably a player.
Right.
But I don't think first round pick is out of the realm either. I think
No.
everybody can probably agree that this is the best corner in the league right now.
I would say if you're getting a first round pick, it's gonna be from a team that is a shoe-in for the playoffs. And I will say, since I did say bring up a trade for the show, I've gotten into a habit now where I come up with an idea for the episode, or we brainstorm, and I kind of give everybody homework. Last week it was hot takes. This week it's trades. He will come up for me for trades, and I have an idea of where I can see him going. But if we're looking at the Patriots depth chart right now on defense, I mean, there's not a lot of names here. You got the McCourties, you got Gilmore. I mean, on offense, it's, N'Keal Harry, who's been a big letdown. He's been either hurt or just not playing very good. Edelman, who at this point, I mean, he might see himself on the chopping block as well. They don't have a strong tight end. It's been Izzo, who isn't that great. I've heard one of their Joe Tooney, I believe he's a right guard or a center. He's like a left guard / center. I've heard he's on the trade block.
Chargers put Trey Pipkins on the COVID-19 list.
That's who it was, Pipkins. Okay. Good to know. That's not a trade. That's not a practice squad guy. He's actually sometimes filling in as starter for the O-line, so that sucks. It's just interesting. I would wager that the almost anybody probably means anybody, except for maybe some of his weird utility running backs, James White, Rex Burkhead, maybe Julian Edelman gets off limits, but...
Oh, there you go. That could be it. Edelman could be off limits.
Yeah. But I've never known Belichick, nobody really has known Belichick to be sentimental about his players. He seems to chop guys off as soon as he sees the slightest imperfection or the slightest decline.
Perfectionist.
And he winds up being right. He has a track record of being incredibly right. When's the last time the New England has gotten rid of a guy and they've succeeded and burned his ass, made him look stupid? I can't recall. I mean, maybe Gronk right now, but would he be doing that on any other team without Tom Brady? Probably not. And for the first few weeks, he really wasn't looking. He really wasn't making Belichick look dumb. But when he traded Randy Moss immediately, after having a Pro Bowl season and everything else, Randy Moss looked like garbage, and he wound up retiring and then coming back and then retiring again. Ocho Cinco gone. He didn't even make it the whole season. Jamie Collins, he's sent him packing. Blunt, he's sent him packing. These guys don't tear everything down and have these amazing kick-ass seasons once they're gone. It's Belichick sees something and he's got like a third eye for this stuff. So I don't know.
Hollister's getting some
What?
brought up in trade talks.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, you guys have two tight ends
We have
right now.
Three tight ends.
we always have too many.
Who's you guys?
Greg Olsen,
Olsen,
Hollister.
Disley, Hollister.
Yeah.
Olsen,
Disley.
Disley, Hollister. Yeah. Well, it looks like Trey Turner's not going to play. That's great. And Brian Bulaga is going to be a game time decision. I'm so glad we traded for Turner and paid Bulaga all that money for them to not play. I love this team. Have I mentioned that? I love my fucking team. Anyway, before we dive into our trade discussion, let's get into some of the NBA news. First things first, Mike D'Antoni and Ime Udoka are finalizing deals to become assistant coaches under Steve Nash with the Brooklyn Nets. Together, D'Antoni and Nash were the architects of the 7 seconds or less offense with the Phoenix Suns in the mid-2000s. Obviously, Brady, you and I have talked extensively ad nauseum about this Phoenix Suns team of the 2000s. That was your team.
Uh-huh.
That was
It
your
was-
that was your squad, man.
That was my squad for the longest.
For a dude who grew up,
Yep.
would it be fair to say idolizing Steve
Nash
Nash?
was my idol growing up as a young boy who loved basketball.
So
I just loved he just had such a like charisma and style about him that I
Yeah.
admired, and just loved the guy. I mean, I owned a whole freaking wardrobe of Nash's shit, jerseys. I think I had a whole uniform at one point. I just loved him.
So how incredible is it now to see this guy who was such a tremendous player come in? He gets this head coaching opportunity. He's going to be coaching a team that is, by all means, stacked.
Yes,
They're looking scary already.
East better watch out.
Now he gets his former coach from his heyday to back him up and assist. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about, and I'm so proud, and I'm happy for him. And also one of my other favorite players in the league,
yeah.
Kyrie Irving. He's on that team
Yeah,
as well.
man.
So it's like it's really cool. I'm excited to see what they do. I mean, I'm obviously a Blazer fan for life, but if I'm rooting for a team in the East, it's Brooklyn.
It would be cool for Brooklyn to get one because I'm pretty sure that franchise doesn't have any titles. Despite contending, if you grew up, early 2000s, you watched them get swept by the Lakers.
Sure.
But I don't think they have any. They have 2 ABA championships, 74 and 76. Nothing in the NBA of
Nothing since that era
when they merged, which
yeah.
would be 76, 77. So
it would be really
Yeah.
incredible for them to make a run.
Yeah.
And really, it's not too far off because there's only maybe a couple teams in the East to worry about
Let's look at how good they were
this year
this
without
year.
KD,
Without
Jordan,
Durant.
and
Irving.
Kyrie. Yeah, incredible. They
and-
got young talent on that team, man.
just looking at this roster, and I'm not counting. Some of these guys are going to be gone. Like,
sure.
like Jamal Crawford's probably not sticking around.
No.
He's old as heck anyway. But Spencer Dinwiddie, Kevin Durant, right there. Kyrie Irving, DeAndre Jordan, Karis LeVert.
Yeah, Levert. I don't know.
LeVert was huge during the playoffs.
I'm curious to see what they do with this guy.
Timothy Luwawu Cabarro, he played pretty well as well
Yep.
during the bubble as well. You've got chemistry on this team with these young guys, and I feel like in a couple years, this is going to be a team that I will lump into the discussion that I keep bringing up as far as Miami and Boston, as
The
far as
East keeps
teams
getting
that
better.
develop young guys.
Well, something had to happen because the East has been so bad
Yes.
for so long.
Well,
Well, and I will say, it's not like the East is necessarily getting better here. These guys were a playoff team already. I told Brady, I think it was the show that you were gone, the last time you were gone. I said the East playoff seeding the teams that went to the playoffs, I should say, will remain the same. The order's just going to be different.
Well,
the
and-
Nets are going to jump from 7 to probably 1 or 2. You're going to see some shifting. Philly might go down to 7 as far as we know. We
But
don't
the
know
East,
yet.
The East is so weird because you look at the playoffs and you know the 8 teams. You know them.
yeah. Well, I mean, you should know.
And
the
but
West.
that back half of the East is so bad.
Well, and I even look at the East teams right now.
But then you go to the West.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
it's more competitive, that's for sure.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
There's
It's crazy.
13 out of those 15 teams
Yeah.
Yeah.
should be contending. I think the only ones I said I'm not scared of, I don't give a shit about,
Yeah.
for the time being, is I think I said Sacramento and Minnesota.
Yep.
Right now, right?
Which is
I think
yeah.
those are the only ones I don't care about.
I think
Maybe San Antonio.
maybe just because you
I
can't
don't
count
know.
Pop. You can't
Pop-
you can't count Pop
Pop
out.
Pop.
Oh
can-
no, I'm sorry. It wasn't. Yeah, that's the thing. So who did I say? Because let me go down the line here. Dallas.
They got something going.
What
there.
more do I say?
Yeah.
Luka, Porzingis, they've
Yeah.
got something there. Denver, they're going to be perennial playoff
Yeah.
stalwarts for the next 5-10 years. They might win a title in that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State, say no more.
Portland.
Houston's going to
They're
rebuild.
still
but
gonna be
the
there.
talent, the talent is
well-
enough to keep them in.
It sounded like Houston might go full rebuild. From things I've
I
heard.
doubt that.
As long as James Harden is there,
Yep.
they're a playoff team, whether you
Yep.
like him or not. The Clippers, Ty Lue's taking that ship over, and
They'll still
Kawhi
be-
is still there.
Whether Paul George leaves or not, obviously it didn't matter.
Any team with
because-
Kawhi, they're a playoff
yeah.
team.
And I think they should get rid of Paul George.
The
but
Lakers, we know they're going to keep competing. The Grizzlies, so much potential. They
got
were
the
were
Rook.
almost there.
Yeah.
Timberwolves, maybe not this year, but they are rebuilding. They've got the highest pick right now. They've got some shit to work with.
I don't see it, but yeah.
New Orleans,
Yeah.
Zion. We need to see. We can see Zion step up with that former.
They're in there too. They're in the talk of at least sliding in there. Maybe they take it by storm. I mean, I don't know.
That
We'll see.
Lakers supporting cast. It's all going to depend on Zion's development in year 2. A lot of hefty expectations
Yeah.
are on this kid's shoulders.
Kid needs to drop some weight,
I
build
hope.
some muscle.
I hope he doesn't get floored by those expectations. We've
Yeah.
seen this happen to
Yep.
guys in the past. I don't want this to happen.
I mean,
to
this guy's
kid.
been on a highlight reel since he was like probably 12. So
Exactly, and I just we all know he's something special.
Yeah.
I'm not. This isn't me picking a diamond in the rough
No, I-
here.
I totally
I just
understand.
hope that he doesn't get floored by him. OKC, I love them.
Surprising.
I love them,
Surprising
and
this
But
year.
but does Chris Paul stay?
Chris Paul should stay.
Do you think so, or do you think he goes?
I think
Do you
he
think he
stays.
goes? Do you think goes to
They
like
got-
the Lakers or
He
something?
could go ring chasing if he really wanted to, but honestly, I don't think he's that type of cat.
I don't either,
I
and
think he'll
especially
stick
that's
around.
kind of like Melo, Braun. These guys are all like best friends.
Right.
So like they don't. I think they all want to compete.
The only
they all
way-
want to do it on
It
their
is
own.
kind of looking like all signs are pointing to Melo going to the Lakers.
It doesn't to me.
The only way Paul leaves is if he gets dealt.
like without
Like,
his say.
if they just trade him. Yeah.
why would they be dumb enough to do that?
I ask this a lot when teams do.
I
shit
feel like the
this.
only reason would be if he wants to go.
It just
That
depends.
that's
man.
my
I-
thing.
I don't see him voluntarily jumping. I feel like a team could just deal him going, okay.
I feel like
if
he stays if he wants to stay.
If he declines from last year, where maybe he's starting to look more like the injury riddled 2018 Chris Paul, that's where I could see him getting
I don't see
dealt.
that happening. I just feel like if he's leaving, it's on his own terms.
I'm just speaking in hypotheticals here.
Oh, me too.
Phoenix needs maybe one or two
Yeah.
key pieces, and they could be
But
competing
they've
as
got
well.
bright spots.
Devin Booker, Kelly Oubre, both great
They
players.
could make some moves. They could make some moves and make it happen.
Portland, same thing, but they're better than Phoenix.
Well, and here's the thing too. We
But
just this year we didn't even have all of our guys for the majority of the season leading up
now
to the bubble.
the thing with
Now
the,
we have them healthy. We have them all. What are we gonna do?
Well,
Probably
you-
not gonna be a whole lot of moving around.
like we've talked about, you need big steps from the following. Zach Collins needs to refine his play a little bit.
they need to work with
He
him
needs
more.
to,
Develop more.
yeah, he's one of those guys. See, he can't throw himself around like Dame does without fear of really getting hurt.
Yep.
He's too tall for that shit.
Tall, lanky.
And he gets himself into foul trouble early sometimes because he gets a little fiery, which I like. I admire the kid's moxie. He just needs to tighten the screws a little bit.
it's like Wenyen.
You need same with Wenyen. You need a little more development out of Anthony Simmons.
Yes. And I don't know why it hasn't happened yet.
And we need to see what we have in Nasir Little too. It's just going
we
to be
gotta see
about
him.
if you can get a little development out of your younger players.
well, we should have Ariza back. Well, I don't know what we're gonna do with him. And then also Rodney Hood.
I think Ariza would be
Rodney Hood, yeah.
Ariza and
Now-
Hood would help that team out immensely.
Yes.
Now, would you agree that this is Stott's last chance?
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would assume so.
They
Yeah.
haven't. They're not firing him this year, right?
Oh,
no.
hey, on
this
the
is his
Blazers?
last shot at it.
Open up a new window. We got new uniforms.
Well, I gotta see him.
Wait, really?
I gotta see him. It's an exclusive.
Or we got one.
But, I really don't see
one
a-
new uniform.
I don't really see.
Go to images.
Oh, these are neat.
Oh no shit. Oh, I'm copping. I'm
Okay,
copping.
I actually really like this.
Whoa.
What is that?
Whoa.
It's mountains.
That's sick.
No, I know that, but like, what is this for? Like the city
I don't
collection
know.
or
It's
whatever?
Oregon. It says
That's
Oregon. on it.
sick.
Dude, these are awesome.
That colorway is fucking clean too.
Wow, dude.
Bro, I cannot wait.
As Borat would say, wow, we were.
Very nice.
Dude, brown.
I dig them.
Dude,
That's
these are so
sick.
cool. It's so for anybody who hasn't looked these up yet, if you're listening,
Ooh.
chocolate brown with kind of a red striping on the collar and the
it's like a
and the
burnt red.
sleeves.
It's like a burnt red.
I'm trying to read that fucking name on the back of that jersey.
It's A B C D E F G.
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
So you got those.
Giannis's cousin.
The Nike logo on the shorts and the jersey is in orange. And then there's a striping down the side, down the left side, that is done in red, kind of cyan blue, dark green, yellow, and orange.
And I love like the.
It's done to look like almost a combination of a sunset and a mountain range.
It looks like Mount Hood.
And it's like almost, yeah, it does. And it's like a red, like, I don't know, the colors are just nice.
And then you've got like Oregon done in kind of a classy cursive font on the front with the number just kind of small toward the right of it. These are sick.
Bro,
Shoes-
I'm getting one of
shoes are
those.
fly
jerseys.
too.
Yeah, they go good. I'm definitely getting one
Dude,
of those jerseys.
I'm not even a Blazer fan. I might cop one of these.
I have to.
These are so cool. This will be like a Miami Vice jersey thing for me, where these are high up on my list now. Wow.
No, Miami Vice jerseys definitely have mine too.
These are
That's
so
clean.
cool, man. Okay, I dig it. I dig that.
But as far as the Blazers go with this offseason, I don't feel like there's going to be a whole lot of moves. I really don't now thinking about it.
The Mellow thing.
That might so that's going to be one of these things where we don't know yet, and it could go either way really
really
quickly.
could.
So staying with the course here,
Mm-hmm.
Kings, I don't think they're a playoff team.
No.
Nope. I like Marvin Bagley Jr. a lot, but
That's all. That's all I like about that team.
I don't think about them in playoffs.
No, I don't even think about them in general as a NBA team like as of recently.
These Spurs, see, the Spurs are in a very. This is why I say Popovich is like the Belichick of the NBA.
Right.
These Spurs are in a very similar spot as the Patriots are in the NFL,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like
Kind of a rebuild, kind of a, I don't know, like
They just missed the playoffs for the
on
first time.
paper, you're sitting there going, this team doesn't get in. But then in the back of your head, like you both said, the minute I said not the Spurs, you both said like, you can't doubt Pop. You can't doubt Pop. And I'm
Yep.
like, yeah, you fucking can't doubt Pop.
Nope.
Like, so we're in the air there, and then
And they
Utah.
didn't miss the playoffs by much, did they?
they were just hanging on like right behind the
I
Pelicans
mean, you gotta
and,
think, this is the first
and the
time-
Grizzlies. They
this-
were like all or and
This is the first
sorry, the
time
Suns.
They
They were
haven't
all
made
right
the
there.
playoffs since '99.
Yeah, since
Dude, it's-
since the
it's
year they
been
drafted,
it's been decades.
since the year they drafted
Yeah.
Duncan. Matter of fact,
It's been decades, and it was very surprising this year. And you probably didn't hear a whole lot about it because it was all in the bubble and sports kind of. I don't know. Unless you're a really diehard sports fan, you're not really.
here's
watching
all
it.
you need to know right here: list of San Antonio Spurs seasons. Let's see. 97, that would have been Tim Duncan's rookie season. So 96, they finished 13th in the conference. Then you go, okay, playoffs. That's I'm sorry, championship, playoffs, championship, playoffs,
Conference.
finals loss,
Oh, finals.
championship, playoffs.
And then
So 19 years they made the 19 straight years they made the playoffs.
and they've won like
and
4 or 5 championships.
They go to 6 finals and win 5 of them.
Yeah.
In that time, you have Popovich winning Coach of the Year twice. Tim Duncan, Rookie of the Year. Tim Duncan, Finals MVP.
And you got Tony Parker. You got Ginobili. You got
Yeah, Ginobili, man. Like,
all these dudes.
I remember when Ginobili was hot. Man,
Oh,
everybody
man.
was talking about
the
Ginobili.
Euro step right there, revolutionizing
Literally.
basketball.
And then you got Mr. Fundamental
And,
behind Tim Duncan, man. Just Mr. Fundamental.
And you had
Yeah.
Kyrie,
Does
you had
every-
Kyrie at one point. Or
Um,
Kawhi, sorry.
Kawhi, I was gonna say we never,
Kyrie.
they never had Kyrie, but
but yeah, so the Spurs, it's tough to doubt them, like we talked about. And then you got the Jazz. The Jazz, who are very young, up and coming. It's going to be interesting because I've heard rumors that the Celtics are thinking about trading for Gobert. So it might be interesting to see who they would give up and how much that would shake up the Jazz.
Honestly, I was really impressed by the Jazz, how they came together and they played even after
Yep.
You thought when that Gobert thing happened with
Yeah.
COVID and
No, they made amends, and at the end of the day, they're a family, man.
I
They're a team.
worry that they'll get worse if they ship Gobert off, and I
Yeah.
worry that if they send Gobert to the Celtics,
What they got to get something.
they got to get something back. But I worry that if they send Gobert to the Celtics, the Utah, they become like Phoenix, where it's one amazing player needing another piece again.
But that's what I'm saying. If they give Gobert away, they got to have somewhat of an amazing piece coming back.
You would think, but I mean, sometimes
they-
sometimes teams deal for. I mean, I guess it doesn't happen near as bad here as it does in the NFL.
Right,
A
it
lot-
doesn't.
I mean, they could deal him for picks.
yeah.
And then just like, okay, we're gonna, yeah.
So what do we say? There's one team.
But they do need to do something, because I still think with Gobert on that team, Jazz how it is, they're still not.
Yeah.
They're still not a championship
So
team.
There's
overall,
one team that we're just like, there's
Yeah.
no way.
overall,
Yeah.
I would say there's two teams right now who you couldn't say you can't make an argument for them going to the playoffs,
Yeah.
and that's the Kings by virtue of nobody wanting to play there, and the Timberwolves by virtue of them being a couple. They're at the start of a rebuild with their draft
You
picks.
get Towns out of there.
and they could surprise me. But that's 13 teams on the West you can make an argument for.
And then you go to the East, right?
You go to the East.
There's 8,
Well,
maybe 9.
The Hawks have one player. They traded for a few guys, Clint Capella, those guys, but it's Trae Young show, and that's it.
and that's all you got.
Boston, they'll be in there forever. Brooklyn, they should be in there for a while. Charlotte, they got the third pick in the draft, but we don't know.
I don't
aside
think they're
from that,
even getting in there at all, man.
Batum's going to be gone. That's the only guy I knew from that team
and
for a while.
he's old, man.
Kemba Walker's long gone. He's thriving in Boston now, so they don't really have anybody. They're rebuilding. The Bulls have some interesting
They
players.
could have potential, but
Kobe White, I like him a lot. Zach LaVine,
Levine, I love Levine. I love him.
and who's their coach now? They just hired a good coach, and I can't remember.
You're right. I was just reading this not too long ago.
Billy Donovan.
Yes, Billy Donovan.
Billy Donovan. So we'll see there. They've got, I believe, the 4th pick in the draft now this year.
Yes.
Yeah. Cavs, lol, no. They need LeBron to do anything.
My poor Cavs. My poor Cavs.
The Pistons with Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin need a time machine if they want to be relevant. The Pacers.
Come on, don't do bros like that.
The
Don't-
Pacers will still be in there, but nobody's taking them seriously. They'll slip to probably 7th or 8th without or with the coaching change and needing to figure shit out. The Heat will be in there for a while. The Bucks will be in there for a while unless they do a
Isn't
hard
there a
reset.
new Pacers coach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he just said.
Oh, okay.
The Knicks, they're bad ownership.
Oh,
but
the Knicks are just.
bad ownership, no real players.
Get out of there. Get out of there. And see,
But-
that's another
but-
plot. They want Melo back there.
But people there's a lot of players that grew up Knicks fans.
No,
that-
dude, it's not even just players.
forever-
A lot of people grew up Knicks fans,
Here's the
and it's
thing.
like it's the Garden, man. Like, why would you not
Here's
want to
the
go
thing.
there?
Despite the horrible
It's just-
ownership, they've hired T. Thibs. I'm not saying anytime soon,
No.
but
Same without.
they will always garner free agent attention.
Yes.
Because of the arena,
Yep.
because of the lineage,
the big
because
lights.
a lot of guys come from New York. They grew up watching Ewing
Yep.
and Starks and those guys.
When I was
It's
a
the
kid,
ownership, though, like
when
you
I
said,
was a
man.
kid,
They need to
you
get-
wanted to be a Knick.
Everybody did, but that ownership that they got going on there, that whole goddamn cesspool they got going on there, nobody wants to go there right now.
Right.
And I feel it sucks.
I mean, even look when they had Melo, they had pieces and they should have been good.
yeah,
but
it's
they
just a
just-
total cesspool over there that nobody wants to be a part of. But no, I do get the attraction of wanting to play there. If you got a shot, if you're a
It's-
Yeah.
decent, like,
It's sad that they're not New York's team now.
no, they're not.
Brooklyn is New York's
It
team.
is now. But it is kind of cool, though, that Brooklyn is New York's team now because they never really were.
Well, then you move on. The Magic, they're really not in anything special, but
But I mean, they squeaked into the playoffs.
they were
I
good
guess.
enough to be 6 games ahead of Washington, who
But-
I think is going nowhere unless you get unless you get a second year leap out of Hachimura and John Wall comes back playing better than
We're
ever.
talking about Wizards, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the Wizards could squeak into the
No,
eighth.
it's just that's also a bad. It's a really bad place to develop players over there.
You got
too.
Philly, who will make it in there despite the clash of styles in Simmons.
And we don't know what
Embiid.
they're going to do. We don't know if they're going to trade one, trade both, rebuild.
Right.
I mean, we know we got Doc Rivers over there. He just got the job.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all they needed. Probably not. I think they still need to get rid of either one,
Right.
Simmons or Embiid. One of them got to go, and then you got to
Well,
get something good. I don't know what you can get for Simmons or
Toronto.
Embiid, but
And then you got Toronto.
Who surprised
They'll
us?
they'll be in there for after showing us what they did here. They'll be in there for a while, and then Washington's the only team that I could see maybe pushing Orlando, but their ceiling is 8th seed right now.
who?
Washington, and that's only because John Wall is coming back and he was injured all year last year.
Yeah. If you can get him back in the mix, and Hachimura, I'm a big fan. Watch him at Gonzaga.
But you need a leap out of Hachimura in terms of development, and we'll
and that's
see.
what I'm saying. It's not a very good organization to go
So-
for development.
Let's move on here to trades and NFL trades. Brady, do you have a trade in mind?
Well, I did, and then you kind of, it wasn't you per se, but you kind of laid the news on me that J.J. Watt was totally off limits,
but maybe not.
but maybe not.
That could be a smokescreen. So let's hear
and
it.
if it was not, I would think that the Cardinals would be really a front runner to push for him. Chandler Jones is out for him on
Yep.
the defensive line. J.J. Watt would be a great asset. Now, I don't know how much cap Cardinals have. I think it's like $6.5 million, something like that. And I don't know what they would will.
Man, they have a need at pass rush though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so I don't know. I feel like if they had the opportunity, if they had the appointment, that they could not and they would not let it slide. But that would be my ideal trade deadline here. I don't know. I think it would be a really good fit, and that could take them from being. We still don't know. We saw them lose to a couple bad teams or teams that we thought they shouldn't have lost to. But the Cardinals, I mean, they look like a playoff team in my eyes.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
that could take them from maybe a wild card to like a NFC champion.
I was on the fence. Their first couple weeks they looked great. Their next couple they didn't. But
yeah.
Taking it to Seattle.
Yep.
In
And-
overtime.
Against my team, I hate to say it, but they look good, man.
The longest
They
game.
looked good, but we also beat ourselves.
That's true.
They still
That's
look.
true.
They still look good, man.
But part of the game is being able to capitalize on your opponent's mistakes, and they absolutely did that.
absolutely exploited it and did that. And
Trust me, I know that because I get to watch teams do that to my team every year,
Yeah.
or
You
every
almost-
week.
You,
So
you almost got to watch the Jaguars do it to you last week.
no, we
No.
actually we dominated them in the second half. It was pretty neat.
yeah. So
I thought they were going to get the jump on us, and we shut that shit down.
But I mean, I don't know if they're saying he's off limits. Maybe they're just saying that. Maybe the Cardinals try to sweeten the deal with something. I don't know what they could pull out of their ass, but I feel like that would be a big asset for them, and that could
agree.
be a very big difference maker on the wild card in the NFC Championship.
I agree. My only thing is, I have such a hard time just thinking J.J. Watt goes anywhere but Houston.
Yeah.
Like with all the relief efforts and shit he did for
The Hurricanes.
hurricanes and all that.
Why can't he take that somewhere else?
I
Feed a
agree.
community
He's-
somewhere
I just
else.
think-
I think he's just a great
Look
human
at
being, and he's a great
that
football player.
community, that'd be like Russell Wilson going away from.
He almost did
He is, but
Doesn't
he's
matter. He
he's
didn't.
so.
because they offered him a big boy deal.
Here's the thing. My thing is, but then again, we've said that about other players. We said that about Tom Brady. I thought
Yes.
Tom Brady would retire a Patriot.
right.
I thought Peyton Manning
don't
was
know.
gonna retire a Colt. It's just
Phillip
one of those
Rivers.
things.
I mean-
Phillip Rivers. Fuck man, it's just one of those things where he's so synonymous with Houston to me.
Right.
But I agree with where you're coming from on that.
Mm-hmm.
My pick for trade is a guy that we talked about earlier, Stephon Gilmore. It just seems like it's only fitting that for the first time in over 20 years, Bill Belichick is going to tank.
Yeah.
And if he's going to tank, he's going to do it the fucking the Bill Belichick way, which means better than everybody else.
Yeah.
He's going to flip Gilmore for a pick or 2 or 3. He will flip him for a suitable deal. He'll get it done probably at the 11th hour.
Yeah.
Although preferably before they play the next game.
I'm sure. I'm fucking sure.
And with all the guys that they have out right now, with all the guys that left in free agency and all that, they're gonna tank hard because I think Belichick, knowing that he signed Cam Newton on the minimum 1-year deal, he has one guy in mind now. I think he's gonna throw his hat in the ring for Trevor Lawrence. I think you're sitting at 2-4. Yeah. I mean, that's you're third in your division. The Dolphins have jumped them. They're still 2 games ahead of the Jets, but I feel like they can finagle away. Belichick can tank better than anybody else. It's something new for the guy. I feel like he will do everything.
Getting bored anyway.
Hey, all you got to do is lose to the Jets twice, and you play them
got
twice.
he got
Here's
bored
the
after
thing.
the last
That-
6 rings.
I was just gonna say that. You got to think that sometime he'll finagle a way to lose to the Jets twice.
I'm sure he will. Denver beat him.
Right. So he'll finagle a way to lose to the Jets twice. And then all you got to think is maybe the Jets pick up one more win in a trap game. They fuck maybe my team. They fuck.
So maybe they play the Chargers week.
They do play the Chargers week 11.
Yeah.
And then game set match. The Belichick could get Trevor Lawrence, and
And
then
it's
he'll
chestnut checkers.
dominate for another till he's good and ready to
Here's the
retire.
thing, I think this is like a big thing for his ego, man. He's like, getting kind of bored over here
He's-
winning all the time.
He's literally
Let's stir
sitting
the
there
pot.
going 6 rings.
Brady
you know
left
what?
me.
I don't have the
all
tools.
right.
I don't have the tools to get it done this year. You know what? This is a challenge.
Yeah,
I like a challenge.
Exactly.
I'll do it.
Exactly.
You know what? This will be the most. This will be the.
Most talked about.
On that note, I think when they play the Jets, I might pick the Jets.
I'm thinking about it.
I mean,
hey, we got Mims there
it's
over
so-
at wide
it's
receiver
so-
now.
it's-
Jameson Crowder's
it's
lighting it
such
up.
such a real possibility that
Darnold's back
he
healthy.
could manufacture a way to make it look like they just slipped up and lost. For
Yeah.
real.
Well, and here's the thing.
Calling the wrong play.
Aside from just obviously tanking and just throwing the ball to the other team,
I have
No, you can't make it that obvious.
those graphics that we use in streaming. Not one time have I gotten to put a Jets graphic over any of us, and that might be the only time we get to do that.
Yeah.
If we'll see, this will be a telling week because
Remember what I said, boys. The Jets ain't
play the
winning a game
Bills.
this year.
You said the Jets ain't winning a game, but if Belichick,
Not unless they're given one or two.
I don't recall the last time Belichick started 2-4, and at
was
this
probably-
point, 2-4.
He never had with Tom Brady, and that was a tenure.
He's got Cam for one season, and if he doesn't like what he sees, and
I don't think he does.
I don't think he does either.
we could see him go. That's part of my trade talk.
There's 3 quarterbacks in this year's draft, but there's one that everybody's fucking talking about.
Yeah.
And dude, if Trevor Lawrence winds up,
And it overshadows the others.
if the Pats are sitting at 1, Trevor Lawrence will declare for the draft.
Oh, for sure.
100%. You'll thrive in that. You'll
doesn't?
thrive in that organization.
We know Cam's not the guy in New England.
Nope.
We know
Cam's not the guy anymore.
Jarrett Stidham's not the guy in New England either.
No.
That guy's throwing
Guy's-
more picks than he has
That guy's hot
passes.
booty.
So, my thought is you send Stephon Gilmore to the Titans on good faith. 1 year, they have like $8 million in cap space. They can get it done for 1 season, and then Gilly will be the biggest free agent corner since Sherman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was just recent. Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll go get paid, but he'll go 1 year. Belichick will send him in a very Kevin McHale, Danny Ainge move. Send him to his former player and say, "Here you go. You got a great defense. Maybe you need one more piece in the secondary to turn that shit up a little bit. Take our DPOY. We'll take your first, maybe your second or third on top of that.
We'll scratch
And
your back.
We'll see you in a couple years.
Scratch mine.
Absolutely. Go try and get a Super Bowl. We'll see you in a couple
Did you
years.
just say that Belichick's going to try to hand Tom his 7th ring?
What?
No, Mike Vrabel.
No.
Former player.
I mean, Tom might get it though.
Mike Vrabel, coach of the Titans.
yeah, okay.
He won 3 Super Bowls with Belichick.
I'm like, Belichick wants to be the first to 7.
No, he was one of his best. And matter of fact, I think he has a touchdown in one of the Super Bowls, if I'm not mistaken. They ran him on a weird play. Anyway, do you have a trade in mind, Skyler?
do.
Or
And
all right,
it's kind of a, it's not just one in particular trade. It's the Cowboys and their quarterback situation.
okay.
Danucci's gonna light up, bro. No.
I think they get Fitz, possibly get Cam. If Belichick's really wanting to tank,
I like this idea. So are we looking at?
Getting both of them?
Okay,
or?
hold on now.
no,
hold on.
one
now.
of them.
No, but no, wait, no. I kind of like where you were going with this though. The Cowboys are only half game dogs to Philly. Mind you, Washington is too. Watch out. I like this idea of it's now or never.
Yeah.
And with 2 quarterbacks out, and you're staring down Ben DiNucci and Garrett Gilbert trading for 2 more quarterbacks and having a good old fashioned camp
there you
battle
go.
in the middle of the season.
Who wants it, boy? Who wants it?
Hey, that's very Cowboys though.
Dude.
Yeah, it's very Jerry Jones.
If anything, even if it doesn't result in playoff success, it would just be an excuse to like talk about Jerry Jones on ESPN more. Like,
yeah.
But I think
Old
they,
sack of shit.
if they don't get both, they at least get one.
okay.
Okay, yeah, no, I can see it. I
And
mean, I
they
can see it.
They could pull a surprise quarterback out of somewhere.
Fitz hasn't played for Dallas yet, so that might be special for him.
He's only played for fucking, 14 teams?
It's like 10, I think.
No,
actually.
it's more than that, dude. It's
Are
like,
you kidding?
It's like 15.
Are you like combining his teams and Josh McCown's
I
teams?
swear to God, it's like 14, 15 teams.
Okay. Rams, Bengals, Bills, Titans, Texans, Jets, Buccaneers, Dolphins.
He's only played for 7 teams?
8.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's played for some garbage teams.
Okay, I thought he played for more than that. I thought he played for like almost every team.
You know that he has like he's like 2 seasons away from getting into the 40K club.
Good.
And his TDs to interceptions would surprise you. 220 to 168.
Dude, I love him.
Look at when
That's
that
great.
fucker's on, he's on.
Yeah,
And
no,
he's
He's been
no
on
doubt.
all season. That's what pisses me off. They put
And
the 2 in.
That's another thing with him.
Not Tua's year. It's Fitzmagic's year.
With him, he's pissed off. You know he wants out.
Wow, now look at
Why would you not when they disrespect you like that?
look at Josh McCown's now. Cardinals, Lions, Raiders, Dolphins, Panthers, goes and plays for the Hartford Colonials of SFL or something.
Fuck.
Niners, Bears, Buccaneers, Browns. I'm sure he's done one of these twice. No, he hasn't. Jets, Eagles. Not counting the weird team there, that's 11.
So how many teams did he play for? Like
11.
okay, maybe I was thinking of McCown then.
11, but then you combine those with Fitzpatrick. Well, some of them they've both played on. Actually, only okay, never mind. They've shared 3 teams.
Okay.
But still, that's like
Pretty
that's
good.
15 teams right there.
I mean, is it good though? Trade you all around like you're a
You know what? If you
passing
can,
around like a $2 whore, man.
yeah, but think about that. He's held down a job, or I think he's still on the Eagles. Actually, Josh McCown. That's crazy. I didn't know that. He's 41. He's held down a job in the NFL since 2002.
Dude lives, sweats, breathes, sleeps
Dude,
football.
that guy's making money.
Oh yeah.
If you can hold down a job in the NFL for 18 years, say for 1 year you played for a team in the United Football League.
I mean, that's pretty cool to put on your resume there too.
Yeah, for real. So your trade is the Cowboys quarterback catastrophe. I like it. It's time, ladies and germs, we move on to breakers and bus. We like that better than the Wilhelm scream. Is it?
I don't know.
Do we like that one?
I think
or-
I like the other one. Yeah, I like that one.
Okay, fair enough. I'm a Howie scream guy. I don't know. Anyway, my breaker this week with, again, another injury, another guy going down with injury. He seemed to get a lion's share of the targets. I am talking about Cleveland Browns wide receiver Rashard Higgins.
Okay.
He picked up about, I think, 119, 116 yards last game. I think he had a touchdown, although I'm not
I didn't
entirely
pull the
sure.
trigger. I
you
didn't
know-
pull the trigger on starting him this week.
You know, I
but I'm
kind of like
regretting
that
it
one,
already.
Mike. Especially with Odell, with the sad. We
So,
didn't even touch on that.
He had the most catches. He had 6 catches, 110 yards. No scores. The 2 scores went to Harrison Bryant and then Donovan Peoples-Jones and Njoku Hunt. But in terms of getting a lot of targets, a lot of catches with Odell
We
gone.
didn't even talk about that as news. Out for
mean,
the season, man. I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure everybody knows.
torn ACL. He's got. I talked about it on Monday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you
Tuesday.
did. You did.
But yeah, it just seems to me in the passing game, Rashard Higgins, maybe not the TD machine yet, but he seems
Doesn't
to be
necessarily
the guy
have to be either. It just needs to
moving
pick up the yards.
Exactly. He's going to be moving
Move
the
the
chains
chains.
and getting it done. So that's my breaker this week.
I like it. Okay. I'll go next. Mike's probably not going to like it, but I think Melvin Gordon.
I'm not going to like
I think
that.
he's going after a revenge game against his former team, the Chargers, who wanted nothing to do with him. Shipped him away to Denver.
Oh, we didn't ship him away. He went to Denver. He just didn't like what we were paying him.
Okay. So, true. Okay. Yes. I think he's going to go off. I think he's going to get a couple touchdowns. He's going to go over 100 yards. And one of those touchdowns might be a receiving touchdown. This is my breaker of the week. And I'm also starting him in fantasy against you, Mike.
Oh,
and,
fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
I think he's going to eat. We still don't know if he's going to get punished by the NFL from that DUI a
I
couple
feel
weeks
like
back.
he's going to get a
I feel like it's
fucking-
coming soon, but
man.
I do know he's playing.
He'll get punished, all right. He'll get punished by Kaiser White lighting him up.
Now, let's just hope he can hold on to that football this weekend. But
Oh, you mean like he's failed to do for
Yeah.
like 5 out of the last
that's
7
my
games?
that's my only worry about the
Matter
boy.
of fact, I got to see this.
But that is my breaker of the week, man. I feel like he's gonna go off. I think he's gonna go for over 100 yards and a couple touchdowns.
Okay, no Christmas card for you this year.
I had to do it. I
Yeah.
had to do it, and I feel good about it. I actually
He's
feel good
had,
about this one.
He's had 3 fumbles this year so far. 2 in 1 game last week.
Okay, 2 were in 1. Well, so did Zeke, and
Yeah.
he's still Zeke. So
Okay,
let's
well,
see.
Yeah, but
Okay.
okay.
That's Zeke. That's Zeke and okay. Anyway, who's your breaker this week?
I
Skylar.
got Ayuk from San Francisco.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like
I
that
think
too.
I mean, I think.
I mean, I don't like it against my Seattle,
I was
but
gonna say, as much as I hate to do it against Seattle, is we give up a lot of yards.
yeah.
He's been kind of slow this season. Getting started, he was injured. But he's gonna have a breakout game.
Okay.
All right. My bust this week is a guy that I think we can all consider by now to be fantasy football poison. If you've had him, you've probably dropped him or benched him or something. And that would be Mr. Mark Ingram. Come on down. Yeah,
If he even plays this week.
yeah, Mark Ingram. I don't care. Mark
Yeah,
Ingram.
I was gonna say I don't even think he's cleared to play, man.
I don't care. Mark Ingram. Just don't play him at all then.
You got Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins taking over that role right now. He might play, from what I heard, but I still don't think. I think he's still.
He's doubtful for Sunday, Mark Ingram. Okay, then I'll double down and say don't play any Ravens running backs. You know why? Because they're playing the Steelers.
Because they already got one at quarterback.
Yeah, they got one at quarterback.
Because they're playing the Steelers. And I'm gonna tell you right now. Lamar Jackson. We'll talk about it in the matchups. Lamar Jackson. I think he's gonna have a hard time on this game too.
I think he's gonna have a.
I still think Baltimore wins.
They're gonna
but-
no. Oh, okay.
I got Baltimore.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about that.
We'll
here.
get into that.
Give me
but-
your bust, Brady. Give me your bust.
So my bust, it's actually the opposite of last week, where this was my breaker. Stafford. I think Stafford is going to be a big old bust against this Indy defense. This Indy
Okay.
defense has showed up all year They've surprised a lot of people. I feel
Xavier
like
Rhodes is playing pretty
Xavier Rhodes
good.
playing great, and I feel like he's gonna get picked apart. And I don't think he's gonna have a very good day.
No.
So my bust is Melvin Gordon playing his old team.
Okay. See, it could go
That's right.
one or
Playing
two.
his
I
old
actually
team.
like that. I love it because
I think
it's
he-
gonna go one or two ways.
Again, he's going to fumble the ball a couple times. 2 weeks in a row, he's going to have a couple fumbles.
Yeah, I mean, he had a hard time against Chris Jones and
Yeah.
Frank Clark. Great tandem, great pass rushing tandem. You know who else is a great pass rushing tandem? Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa. And Ingram had 8 pressures last week.
So you have the Chargers defense on fantasy, but I also have the Colts defense on fantasy. I'm playing the Colts this week.
I would too, because well,
They've done great, like pretty much every week.
I have them
that's
both.
exactly why I picked up Tampa's defense.
I have
this
them
week. They're
both.
playing the Giants.
You have them both in right line. I have them both in my league, and I think I'm playing the Chargers defense this week. So
Okay, so we'll see who wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was Breakers and Busts. We now move on to Week 8 matchups.
My favorite.
All right. Oh, I guess I went for the
We need another one there. Another one.
May as well just let it play out. Football! All right. Anyway. Kicking things off right. Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Ravens, 4-point favorites at home. Boys, you already said it, so let me go ahead and throw yours up there.
I'm going with the Birds.
Yeah, and I'm not. I'm going with the Steelers in this game. I've been saying this all week, all season, as they've been cruising along. The Steelers are as under the radar as I've ever seen them. And this is as dangerous as I've seen them since probably their last Super Bowl appearance, honestly.
You have to agree, right? They have to lose at some point.
They do.
What better team to lose to?
This is the strongest opponent they've had so far. However, I'm going to make a wager and say the Titans game will have been closer than this one.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they.
It was fucking super close. But
I think the Ravens win. I
don't think there'll be a tighter game this year than that game.
I think the Steelers win. Well, there already has been.
Oh, I mean, there's been a couple.
It was a 3-point game. I think, and it was because Gostowski missed a game-tying
let's
field
just say
goal.
a one-possession game. Let's just say that.
I'm going to say the Steelers win by more than 3. I think that the run. Here's the thing: the run defense for Pittsburgh has been critical in keeping teams down. You back a team into a corner, you force them to that whole offense to become one-dimensional. You stop the run, you deny the run game.
This
right
will
there-
be the true test of Lamar Jackson if he is just a running back or
Absolutely.
if he's a quarterback. And I actually love the matchup because this is where he will either be exposed or he will live up to I'm not just a running back.
Yeah.
I like it.
Now you consider Baltimore's running back, Mark Ingram, like I said, he's out.
So
But
you got Gus Edwards and Dobbins.
they've stuffed up Saquon. They held Derrick Henry under 100, like I said. Coming off of a 212-yard game with 3 touchdowns where he was king of the earth.
But they got more to
stuffed him
worry
on-
about here than just Derrick Henry because obviously that's a big threat. Okay, but they got a couple running backs and a quarterback who's a running back.
I don't put Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins in the same
No, he's not in the
realm.
same category. I'm just saying they have to adjust more because they can switch it up more.
They do.
They can switch it up more than Tennessee did.
They
Yes, they can. You cannot
think
argue.
so?
They can, dude.
I
Come
know.
on.
I know that Lamar's got the dual threat capabilities.
If he still does, that's what I'm trying to see. But if all is true,
But let's be honest here.
We all know he can run. We're going to see how well he can pass. in this
exactly.
That's the
I-
point.
exactly.
We got to see how well he can
Okay.
pass, knowing that he can't really opt out of that unless he wants to get smashed behind the line of scrimmage. Also, what's his name? Mark Andrews. They're probably their best pass catcher. He's been putting up kind of pedestrian numbers
he hasn't
this
been doing
season.
great since.
Him
he
and-
had a couple of good games early in the season, but since then, you're right. Pedestrian numbers.
Through 7 games, him and Jonnu Smith are identical stat-wise. You look at Hollywood Brown. He hasn't really been a touchdown machine this year. Trust me, that's why I traded him.
And that's to talk about him being an actual quarterback because he hasn't really had to yet.
Right.
This is going to be the test.
Now while Baltimore's defense is crazy good,
And here's the thing: he hasn't had to yet. Now when he has to, let's see what
that's-
happens.
I've been
Yeah.
saying it the last 2 years. I'm not sold.
I mean, how could you say
They-
that last year?
He is a consistent
How could you say that last year?
NFL quarterback.
Here's the thing.
His pass, yes, he can run the ball.
He passed phenomenally last year.
I'm still not sold on him.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Baltimore's defense, while good, it's not like Pittsburgh's or Tampa's where you're sitting there identifying, oh my God, they stop the run like crazy. Oh my God, they defend passes like crazy. They have some good players, but it's not like where you're thinking of them as, oh, they're going to shut down an entire facet of the game. And you look at the Steelers' offense; they've got weapons. They've got Smith-Schuster, they got Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, the rookie, James Conner, Benny Snell,
you
who
wanna talk
comes in for good little runs here and there.
Baltimore's defense. Look what happened against Kansas City.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kansas City is like pretty much
Now-
flawless at offense, but like they totally just took advantage of whatever was happening.
Oh, yeah.
Now they've added Yannick Ngakwe onto that front seven.
Yes.
That should help them
That
quite a
should help
bit.
them a
But
little
I,
bit.
I do think that this is going to be a test of Lamar Jackson, pure and simple.
Exactly
but
that.
I like that. I like the Steelers defense too
I
much.
feel
in
like
this
I feel
game.
like you come fantasy, you have to start him. You have to.
Absolutely. You can never sit Lamar.
I mean, I'm saying never sit. Yeah, but like this is gonna be like it's either gonna go two ways, right?
right.
He's gonna have a fucking blowout great game, or he's gonna get exposed.
Over.
So over under
I'm gonna
46 and a
smash
half.
that over. Well, actually, I don't. How
I'm
many?
not.
How many?
46 and a half.
Yeah, I might have to go the under, man, because like
I'm going under.
I feel like I've been going over on a lot of these games where it's like it's more of a defensive.
this
matchup.
isn't Pittsburgh Philly. This is This is a clash of defenses.
Yeah.
Jets Chiefs. In Arrowhead. Oh my god.
Oh, my.
The Chiefs are
16?
19 and a half point favorites.
Whoa! What?
That is the biggest.
That's disrespectful.
Holy shit! That is the biggest.
Do we even have to answer this?
Well, maybe because.
I've never seen a discrepancy like that. Holy shit. Yeah. Why am I even looking for the Chiefs logo right
Yeah,
now?
we don't even need to do
We
that.
know who it is. It's Chiefs all day. The question is over under, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say over under is only 49.
Over.
Over all day. Moving
Surprised
on.
nobody picked Lev Bell for a breaker. Do you think they just put him out there as a disrespect to the Jets to say, hey, we got him?
Maybe.
That would be funny.
Titans Bengals. Titans travel to Paul Brown Stadium. They are 6.5 point favorites as
Titans.
visitors, and I agree.
Remember the Titans. Henry's gonna go off. Tannehill's gonna go off. That whole team's gonna go off.
Yeah, against that paper mache
Yeah,
defense,
it's-
expect a big game from Derrick Henry.
Yeah, exactly.
Over under 52. I say the over. I like the way Joe Burrow's playing too.
Exactly that. I would say the over. I think Burrow's had the most air yards. To like AJ Green the past couple weeks.
Now here's an interesting one. Los Angeles Rams travel to Hard Rock Stadium to take
Yeah.
on Tua Tagovailoa's Dolphins. Tua's first start ever. Rams are 3.5 point favorites, and I have a hard time picking against them.
And I
Yeah,
almost picked
I got
Tua as
the
a bust
Rams.
this week because I haven't seen. I mean, okay, we know it's Tua. He's great. At
This
least in
is-
college.
This is a tough secondary to debut against.
Yep.
You're debuting against Jalen
And
Ramsey.
I almost picked him as my bust, but
You're
I
debuting against Aaron Donald.
yes, and I have.
I didn't.
Yes, Aaron Donald, the
Aaron-
best player in the NFL, probably.
Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey right there.
And
That's a problem.
So I have the Rams. We all do. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I don't know if Tua can pull this one off. If he does, great, good for the kid.
I mean, listen. If he puts up some magic, a la Herbert against the Chiefs, maybe in terms of numbers, it would be fun. I mean, because then we could really be seeing the next great QB
I guess.
class.
I haven't
but-
seen Tua really play yet much in the NFL. He had a
No,
couple snaps
He
back.
played
Right.
2 minutes
Yeah.
and 23 seconds in the last game.
I like Fitzpatrick. I like him against this. But let's see what Tua does.
So Colts Dolphins.
Colts, Dolphins,
Colts
Lions.
Lions. I one a week. I do one a week, and I was doing so good. Colts Lions. I'm sorry. Over under for that game was 46. By the way.
Over.
Under.
I'll take the over. Colts Lions. It's in Detroit. Colts are favored by 3. I don't remember what I picked on the pick'em. I think I have Colts.
On
I
the pick,
think I went Colts as well.
on the pick'em, I went Lions.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
I like
Pick
DeAndre.
Stafford.
I like DeAndre Swift right
Pick
now.
Stafford as his bust and then picks the Lions.
This is what I did last week too, though. I picked who did the Lions play last week, or who did the
Lions picked I'm sorry. Lions played Atlanta,
Atlanta and won.
and they won, and I
2
picked them.
Yeah, and I didn't. So anyway, yeah, that's my pick. I think the Lions. I like DeAndre Swift right now.
I feel like
I think
DeAndre Swift-
he's finally getting that lead role, and they're
Well,
still splitting. There's still a splitting committee there with Adrian Peterson.
He's the only running back getting anything done for him, but he's doing more in the air than anything
He
else.
is, and he's only running back getting things done for him, and he was still only getting limited carries because they
Yeah.
have like a 3 committee over there
They
too.
got AP.
Finally, last week they started giving him more, and I feel like he's gonna eat this week.
Well, and they got Kerryon Johnson too, who
He's not doing
I just
shit.
I don't know why they don't use him anymore.
I know he came off an injury. I don't know if he's the same.
Yeah, but I
since
thought
then.
he was.
He was supposed to be the shit.
I thought this guy was good. Their pass game.
It's the coaching over there. It's terrible. It's bad.
Their passing game. Kenny Galladay's great. We know that. But the Colts defense is tough.
Don't
So-
forget this Lions team beat the Cardinals. Don't forget that.
They did. They
Don't
did.
forget that.
So it's going to be a close one. This will be a low scoring game. This will be think a little higher scoring than Colts Bears. I would say over under 50. I take the under
Under.
on that. I can't. I if it's Colts,
Unless
it's
Rivers wants to start slinging it, but
But between the Colts defense and the lack of get up and go on the offense, consider it low scoring.
Yep.
Moving on, Patriots take on the Bills in Buffalo. Buffalo is only 4-point favorites in this game, which I
got them. I got the Bills.
I got Bills.
was gonna say color me surprised because I think the Bills should run away with this one. With as poorly as New England's been playing, especially the last 2 weeks, the Bills should have a field day.
And your tanking theory.
And the tanking theory.
Like I said, if they're tanking like I think they are, this should be a runaway victory, a smash for Josh Jacobs.
so Gilmore is or isn't.
I'm
playing?
Josh Allen. Two now.
Gilmore is not playing this Sunday.
No, he should play.
Okay.
He's listed as probable. They said it was minor. But if they deal him before the game, he won't.
Right.
So, I mean, I feel like he'll either cut it to the last second to deal him, or he deals him before the game to ideally tank and not give his team a chance to beat this Buffalo team. That's
I've heard Bills being suitors too for Gilmore.
I don't
And
see-
that wouldn't be the
here's the
first.
thing.
That wouldn't be the first time for a divisional rivalry
Unless-
that Belichick has done.
unless Belichick is Babe Ruthing it, calling his shot, and saying this guy declines starting now.
I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't do it before the
He
game.
wouldn't. I don't think he'd deal him to a team that
A rivalry.
he's gonna play twice a year.
He's done it before.
Although, it might be a case where, hey, I know how to scheme around you because I
If
know
you-
you.
I know you. I know
What
your
a-
mind. I know
So-
exactly what you're capable of, and I know your weaknesses. That's the kind of guy Belichick
Although,
is. too.
remember, the Bills drafted Gilmore, so you never know. Over under on that is, let's see here, 41. I think
over probably.
just on the Bills offense. I
Yep.
think
Who's quarterbacking for the Patriots?
Cam,
Cam.
as of right now, Cam.
I think they just took him out to tell him like, hey man, you need to relax.
Here's a tough one: Raiders, Browns in Cleveland. The Browns are 2.5-point favorites. in
I
this
have
one.
Vegas.
Wow.
I have the Browns.
There you
As
go.
much as I've been a Browns truther,
I have the Browns in this one. You've swayed me. Even
I like
without
Derek Carr lately.
Odell, I feel like they. I mean, granted, I think. Wow, I've got that right over your face. Sorry.
That's all good.
Arg. Even without Odell, they got it done handily against Cincy. Granted, Vegas is better than Cincy. This will be a closer game. I imagine it'll be higher scoring.
My question is,
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean,
don't think
Odell
so?
was nothing more than just a decoy. I feel like,
but a lot
He
of
only
teams
had
need a lot of
one-
teams need that to get their other guys going. But yeah, he was more of a decoy in
And
Cleveland.
I almost feel like
than
Landry
anything
was
else.
too, because Landry has to have a very many good games this year either.
But when here's the thing: when Odell is out there, normally Landry's the one getting the ball.
Exactly, because he's a decoy.
But it'll be interesting now. I feel like they're going to use Landry in that way, and that's where a guy like Rashard Higgins, Donovan Peoples-Jones,
Who I should have started.
Harrison Bryant. That's
We're
where
bringing
these
it
guys are going to creep into the woodwork and get some catches. And let's not forget David Njoku on that offense as well.
His fantasy numbers, Landry's, aren't any better than Odell's.
No, I mean, no, but
8,
No.
6, 5, 12, 10, 5, 8.
Right, but think about how often.
they've been their running team though.
Thank you. Think about prior to last week, prior to the Chubb injury. Think about how often they were throwing the ball. When Chubb's out there and you've got him and Hunt
We've got Kareem Hunt too. Yeah,
carving teams up together. All they need Baker Mayfield to do is manage games.
managed games were on like a third and long.
then, look,
Something
Yeah.
like that.
You've got Odell, who was 3, 15, 7, 35.9 the week I didn't start him.
So I
8
think
and 3.
this will be a closer game.
Yeah, they're a running team, man.
I think over under 49.5. I think I'm tempted to really take the over on this.
I'm gonna take the under.
Over.
I think this will be a shootout. I think Derek Carr is actually playing his best football
That's what-
in a few years.
Yeah, I like Derek Carr. I like him right now. He's stepping up. He's starting to show me a little bit of that last run they had there before he got injured.
I feel like
That
Derek.
sophomore season.
Somebody brought it up. Derek Carr, he's like the new Andy Dalton, where he rides the line of elite. It's like
Yeah.
if your quarterback is better than Derek Carr, he's elite. If he's not better, if you're not willing to say he's better than Derek Carr, he's not elite. But you can't quite tell if Derek Carr is in that club or not.
I don't think he's quite there yet. But
he plays better than I think people give him credit for.
Yeah.
And this season, he hasn't been a turnover machine. He's been playing pretty respectable football.
been playing great football.
So it's been what the team needs him to do. Vikings Packers. Last time this happened, this was a high scoring affair. Packers are
It will be again.
6.5 point favorites. As we saw, Devontae Adams cruised in his return game last week and put up just a gaudy stat line. I've got Green Bay in this game. I really like
Green Bay as well.
Green
I
Bay.
really like Green Bay this season, and I expect this one. I think the over-under, I'm not even going to put the graphics up. The over-under for this is 50.5. I expect this to
over.
be way over.
Yeah.
It's going to be
We both know both teams can score pretty easily, but
It's
both,
gonna be
both teams' defenses are very bad.
It's going to be a dogfight, but I expect the Packers to win by more than 10.
Yeah, you never know, but yeah, I think they won't have a problem.
I think the X factor here, and the telling point as far as whether or not I'm correct, is the emergence since week 1 of Justin Jefferson for that Vikings offense.
Been doing wonders for them.
Moving on, we go to Mile High Stadium. Chargers visiting. Justin Herbert looks to continue the train into his second win over the Broncos. Chargers 3.5 point favorites in this game. You guys already know by now where I'm leaning.
Yes, Melvin
Agreed.
Gordon is my breaker, but yes, Chargers are going to win the game, in my opinion.
Herbert got a taste of winning, and as long as our pass rushing duo is together, I see it being trouble for Mr. Drew Lock. So I really like our shot here. I think that this is going to be the second in
Who's
a
that
run of
receiver you got? You
winnable
got
games.
Geist?
What now?
Who's
Guyton.
that? Guyton.
Jalen
He
Guyton.
will get another 40-plus yard touchdown this
He
week.
seems to get one every week, and I like it. And
He's very low targeted, but when they need those, he's there.
him and Donald Parham, that former XFL tight end from Dallas, those guys only catch touchdowns.
Yep, that's it.
It's
That's their only
insane.
role, which is fine.
Parham has 2 catches this season, both of them for touchdowns.
And Guyton's probably got less than
Guyton's got like 4, and 3 of them are touchdowns.
yes.
Yeah, it's very strange, and most of them are big.
No, they're over 40 yards. They're 40 yard plus.
40 yards.
He doesn't catch anything unless it's 40 yards
What's
plus.
weird is that last one in Jacksonville was like 40 yards in the air,
It's like-
caught, and then ran for
Herbert's
30
like,
more.
Keenan Allen, here you go. All right, Mike Williams, here you go. Hey, Guyton.
Keenan
Let's get
Allen is the most prolific receiver on third downs. Like, he's the guy to get us out of a jam,
Yep.
run a hook route. He's one of the best route
Everybody
runners.
knows their role there, which is great.
He's one of the absolute best route runners in the NFL, and
Yep.
that's where he burns teams, and we keep moving the chains.
Yep.
Mike Williams gets those deep passes because he has the freakishly underrated hands.
Yeah, he does.
He comes up with the most miraculous grabs.
You gotta
and
watch
then,
film on the guy. It's great.
Then you get guys like Jalen Guyton or Speed Demon tight end Tyron Johnson, who can, when they're in open field, Herbert puts it right in the
The 5-gallon
the little
bucket.
5-gallon bucket. So yeah, this should be an entertaining game. I do expect the Broncos to score on us a bit because that's what we let people do.
And that's where the Melvin Gordon 2 touchdowns are coming in.
I'm going
Over.
over 44.5 confidently, as much as I hate to say it. Moving on, Bears Saints. It's in Soldier Field, but the Saints are actually favored by 4.5 points, and
I think I went with the Saints on this
I
one.
think I did too. The Bears showed some flaws.
I
Well,
think
Nick
I did
Foles
too.
is kind of showing true colors right now, and he's not what I thought.
Yeah, Foles played pretty ugly against the Rams.
And it wasn't just
and
that last
I didn't
game.
like
It's just
that.
like this since he's been starting. Yes, they've been winning, I guess, but like it's not been looking that great for Foles. He's been turning the ball over. He's been making some mistakes. He's starting to show his age.
I'll say this. The Rams defense is far and away better than the
Sure,
Saints.
for sure.
There's no question
100%.
about it.
Nobody's gonna argue that. No.
But Foles needs to hit a rhythm
Yes.
to be great. I feel like this will be close. It's not going to be a defensive struggle. I feel like if the Saints can get one cracked open, broken play from Alvin Kamara,
I think Kamara's gonna have a heyday.
Michael Thomas coming back, those 10-yard slants that
Maybe
move the chains.
He's still.
I feel like he is. If he is, then this is for certain.
He's battling. Well, not just that ankle injury now. He's got like a hip thing going now.
That's true. That's true.
So-
Although I will say, when he's in that game, the reason why he's so vital, it's not that he necessarily has these game-breaking plays.
No, it's
Michael-
the routes that are
hey.
like 10 yards,
Slants.
out, slants.
Michael Thomas out week 8.
Told you.
Out week
Told
8.
you.
This almost changes my choice. Although I'm pretty sure
It doesn't change mine.
Really?
No.
Because here's the thing:
Kamara's gonna eat all over him, dude. I know their defense is great.
I have a hard time sticking with the Saints on that without Thomas there, because the whole thing about Thomas is that he continuously
Yeah.
enables them to move the chains. That's so tough. And Manuel Sanders probably isn't going to be there either.
Still on COVID.
No, he's
IR,
on
right?
COVID.
Yeah. So I mean,
It's going to be on Kamara.
it's gonna be on Kamara.
I'm going to stick with this, but I'm not near as confident as I was.
No, I already knew. I didn't know, but I was pretty sure Michael Thomas wasn't going to play.
Over under 43.5.
Under.
I will say under 2. Yeah, I agree there.
And it will be a defensive game, I think.
Yeah, Saints defense needs to step it up if
Yeah.
if they want to beat this thing though. I think.
we're gonna see more field goals than usual, and I don't think it's going to be quite the shootout. It's going to be who can play. It's gonna come down to the last play.
Niners Seahawks, CenturyLink Field, 3-point favorites are Seattle.
Go Hawks, and just you can put this into account what Skyler was saying with pretty much all of our running backs out except for Dallas. I still think it's going to be a game. When you get these two teams playing,
It's always a
it's
game
just
with you guys.
battle. And Seahawks probably. I don't care if you hate them, love them, whatever. It's got to be one of the funnest teams to watch.
So over under on this 54. I
Under.
Really?
Yes.
Over.
I say over. Both teams will score a lot. That's the way I see it. Until your defense, until Jamal Adams comes back and really just starts destroying people. Although Carlos Dunlap could be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
he plays this week,
I
but
don't know.
he'll be fun to see in your pass rush. But right now, I'll take the over on 54. Eagles Cowboys. This is our Sunday night shit bowl they've
Here's the
saddled
crap
us
bowl.
with. This is the battle for who pulls ahead in the division.
Hey.
Only because Washington's on a bye.
You guys want to see a dead bird?
No.
HD.
Oh, no! I thought you were
I got the
referencing.
Cowboys.
No, you don't. Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna do the upset one on that. I'm gonna do something funnier. Hold on.
I think they're gonna surprise
Dude,
us.
I honestly don't remember. I honestly don't remember what I picked on the pick 'em, but if I'm saying right now, I think I have the Eagles.
I have the Eagles, no questions
But I
asked.
might have picked Dallas.
I think I picked Dallas.
I might
No.
have. I might have. Only because of
no,
of
bud.
Zeke.
No, dude. No.
Yeah, I know.
No, man.
But I'm picking right now, like not knowing,
What's gonna be super
not
funny
certain.
is
I'm
when,
picking Eagles.
when
but
we get to work and you and me pick the Eagles and he picked Dallas.
that'd be funny.
Shit, nah, man. No, it's got to be the Eagles, man. I
I'm
don't
liking
know.
Carson Wentz more and more. I'm liking Boston Scott filling in for Miles Sanders.
I'm liking Travis Fulgham.
Fulgham, but other than that, I don't like anything else about that team. And we go over to Dallas. We got this Ben DiNucci.
Yeah.
He's supposed to light it up, right? I don't know what he's gonna do. I think it's gonna be probably not so good. Probably not better than Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
But I like Zeke. I don't know. I don't. It's such a weird game.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It could go either way really quick.
Philly will take this division, I bet. Only because Washington's on a bye right now. But I don't know. This is not going to be a fun game to watch, I don't think.
I mean,
and Dallas is in full tank
It'll be
mode.
funny, maybe, but I don't know about fun. Yeah, I don't know about it'll probably be entertaining, but not in the way you think.
They're in full tank mode. It's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Rough. Okay. Do we need to look at the over-under for that? It's going to be Uggo, that's for sure. Uggo Central. We're looking at 43.
I don't know. You got two bad
I'm
defenses.
taking the over.
I'm taking the under.
I'll take the under probably. Yeah.
I'm taking the under. I think Dallas scores like 7, 10.
No, they're getting 2 touchdowns at least.
10 max, I think, for Dallas.
Dude, you got to remember that Eagles defense is.
You got to remember, Ben DiNucci is...
We don't know yet, but yeah,
I know enough.
I believe he is too.
I know enough. Buccaneers, Giants in MetLife. Buccaneers as visitors are 12.5-point favorites. I'm not even putting any graphics up.
Daniel Jones. No,
I picked Giants.
You did not.
No, I'm kidding.
no.
You did not.
No, it's TB12, and then
And
When's-
over.
Over under 45.
Over.
when's Antonio Brown playing?
I take the under. It's going to be 34-10, thus making it a 44-point game. Thus,
It's gonna
under.
be 42 to 10.
I'll probably actually squeak on the under there. I think it's gonna be a lot of game management at this point. They're gonna go
I'm
up a
pretty
little
sure-
bit. Giants aren't really gonna score, and they're not gonna have to do much.
I'm pretty sure that's the score I picked was 42-10.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure you're a crazy person. Okay. So I think that's it. I think that's all we've got here for
It's Tom Brady
matchups.
versus Giants.
It is,
You know,
but
any chance he gets to just drive them into the ground for beating him twice
I know. I'm almost like regretting trading
on
away Ronald Jones this
stupid ass
week.
retarded catches.
well, Jason Pierre-Paul said that he's going to destroy his old team. So
Well, there you go. You heard it here first.
he said it himself. He said they're going to resemble his hand after a fireworks accident. All right, folks. I think that's going to do it for the show.
Have a happy Halloween.
A happy
Stay safe.
Halloween. Do not, you know what, remember if your kids get any Reese's in their basket,
Make sure to confiscate
they're
that.
they're all gone.
They're all yours.
They're yours. When somebody hands your kids a Reese's for Halloween,
Go send your candy farmers
that's
out
poison.
to the houses.
everybody knows that means that they're yours from here on out.
Yes. Call them my little candy
That's
farmers.
that's the rules. Anyway, bye.